Welcome to our spoilers review of A Forest of a Thousand Lanterns by Judy Dow.
I liked it.
I was kind of like, meh, about it. We both have our different reasons though, and like, I think this book like is for some people and not for others. And you know, I'd still read the next part of it. Like, it's just for me, I was bored a lot of the time, and then the things I kind of wanted to see happen didn't quite happen. It kind of was like a disconnect for me, whereas you really kind of liked it.
It had a slow start. The last third was probably the best part of the book, but by that point I was kind of invested in the world enough that I didn't really notice, and then I found that I was reading it more and more. Because like, if sometimes I'll be like, oh, I'm liking this book, and then I'll put it down for like a week and a half and play The Sims. But in this case, I'm like, no, I want to see what happens. And now that I finished it, I'm like, damn, I really want to know what happens next. Like, are we going to follow the princess? Are we going to follow Shi Feng? How's she going to kill the emperor? Because she's totally going to kill the emperor. And what's going to happen to Wei? I think he's going to be the stand-in for the Seven Dwarves, and he's going to train the princess, and he's going to be all like super dramatic about it, being like, I loved her once. Like, you know, do the Darth Vader killed your father kind of thing. Like, Darth Vader killed my love. And it's like, surprise, they're the same person. I'm so dramatic. Just, I've never loved again. Like, I am there for that shit.
And I mean, for me, like, I was like, it took like honestly like 200 pages for it to get really interesting for me, and that is honestly like 2/3 of the book. And then by that point I was like, I don't care so much anymore. And then I was like, I felt like she wasn't being challenged enough by the characters around her. And then the world, yeah, there was some good world building there, but we were stuck in one spot for 90% of the book. And that spot isn't very interesting. There's not a lot of fantastical things around, and she's in like a palace. So I felt like her environment could have been more challenging to her if the characters around her weren't. So
I didn't mind that.
Yeah.
And I think the reason I didn't mind that was because it wasn't like the European fantasy castle on a hill, that there was focus in how the castle worked, and like how she was in like what was called the woman's village, where it was kind of isolated, and there were like levels upon levels upon levels of how she would need to get out and like to get influence. So I was into it. I liked her friend Kang. Didn't trust him from the beginning.
No. Turns out you could have.
Things that I liked. I liked the world. Okay, so a lot of the things I liked and I didn't like at the same time, because there were aspects of them that I really, really enjoyed, and then at the same time there was the fallback. I think the one that's really split me down the middle is the fact that she is basically the chosen one of this evil god serpent guy. Evil, ha ha ha, like this world is mine. And so on one hand that kind of takes her agency away, because she is the agent of the serpent god. She was basically doomed from birth to be the agent of the serpent god. There is no way that this girl can get out of this destiny. Like, she was trapped from the beginning. But on the other hand, I'm like, it's kind of cool to see like a super crazy evil curse thing that's been like going down somewhat like of a generation, and like how often do we fight like an evil god who's actually like makes me uncomfortable? You know, like it's just like, oh, we have to depose this evil god because he's evil.
But you actually got to see his evilness.
And it was kind of cool to see like what it would be like to be like the best minion. And I'm interested to see how the prices that she's going to have to pay for the power she has, because we've seen a lot of her like the good stuff that she's gotten out of it, and she knows that there's a cost, and she's lying to herself being like, I know, like my mother, like, she got screwed over, but I'm smarter than her. I can make deals better than she can. I got this. And I'm like, no, you don't, honey. Don't make a deal with the devil. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah. I don't know, for me, I felt like, yeah, like she never had a moment where you're like, maybe like this is the time where she has the possibility to like really turn her life around. There was never a moment like that. There was kind of like little kind of glimmers of that, but there was never like a big moment where she made a choice. She was just always kind of like screwed from the start, which kind of bugged me because I never like had a hope. You never felt like she fell. She was just always on this slope downward.
She was rolling down the slope when you met her. I think the best part, like the closest we get to it, maybe I shouldn't do this, is the two people in court who are really standing in her way are the Empress and the favored concubine. So she takes out the favored concubine before she goes for the Empress. Favored concubine is just like this monster. Just, you don't like her. She has no redeemable characteristics. She's self-obsessed. She's just nobody likes this woman. So Shi Feng is like, she has this woman like basically at her knees, and she's dead, and she's just like, well, if I eat her heart to get her power, there's really no going back from this point. She just kind of looks at it. She's like, but hearts are tasty. And she eats it. I'm just like, there we go. That was the step too far. You just took it because you were hungry.
Yeah. Woo. And then, like, you know, the Empress is supposed to be like the mother figure to her that she kind of never had, but Shifeng never feels enough for her that it's actually, like, she's actually an obstacle. Like, I guess the measure of her feelings is that she didn't kill her outright and she just let her die naturally.
Because by the time she actually meets the Empress, she's too far gone. I kind of wish that she had met the Empress before she kind of really, like, started the dance with the devil, and so that they had time to build up a relationship, so it becomes more of a sacrifice when she chooses to, like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to, like, get rid of you if I want a job, because there can be only one.
It would have almost been more interesting if she was like, she said to herself, like, look, this woman is going to die, but I have a relationship with her, and once she dies of natural causes, that is when I'm going to really, like, gun for being Empress, but I'm going to enjoy my time with her as long as possible. So it's, like, almost like you have this countdown to when she goes, like, full nuclear evil. And I think I would have enjoyed that a lot more, and it would have felt like more of a descent versus just like, oh, well, I'm just waiting on her to die because I can't bring myself to kill her.
Okay, the thing is, when she comes into the situation, the Empress is the true one with the blood. She is like the full dragon blood person. Her husband died, she married the current emperor, and he's like a distant relation, so he has like some of the dragon lord blood in him, but not enough. The Empress has 3 sons with the previous emperor, and they are first in line for the throne. And then there is, like, the concubine's 1 son. So the 3 sons of the Empress, first one, he doesn't really want the throne, he wants to go exploring. Second one went off to fight this war and he's been captured. Third one, super sickly. Like, part of me thinks he might be being poisoned, because I kind of think Kang was probably poisoning him.
Just because?
Because he was poisoning everyone else. The fuck? And then I started thinking about the diplomat's wife poisoning her too.
Yeah.
Just like, everyone's being poisoned.
Because fun.
Court. Sickly son dies, and then the son who's in the war gets captured, and the eldest brother's like, I want to go and, like, rescue my brother, and the emperor's like, don't do that. And he's like, but I must, and he goes, and the emperor tells Shifeng, he's like, yeah, so the second kid's already dead. I've sent the crown prince to, like, basically go die too, so I guess, like, my blood is gonna be on the throne now.
So yeah.
How about that?
Shifeng's like, all I have to do is have a son now.
Yeah, and so I don't know what happened to the concubine's kid. That's never said.
It's never said, but it's not important really, because I don't think he's technically in line to him.
He's in line after the three, and then when the Empress has her daughter, then the daughter is elevated to being in line, and so the concubine's kid is now after the daughter.
Yeah.
So, and she's just like, I'm just gonna send the daughter off to a monastery, ha ha ha, and I'm just like, no, you fool.
Keep your enemies close. But she
raise this child like it is your own.
Yeah, right? But no.
No, I'm just gonna banish it.
Yeah.
Raise the child like it's your own. Make it love you. And your power will be absolute.
But see, that's the thing, is Shifeng believes that love is like a weakness, yes. So she doesn't. So yeah, I don't know, the setting kind of, like, I wish there was more of it. The mythology too, I wish there was more of it kind of floating around than there was. What was there was just, like, necessary to the plot.
I liked it. I thought it was fun. I'm really excited for the next one.
I'm more interested in the next book than this book. I feel like the next book is set up to be very good, and this book just didn't quite meet for me.
I mean, if we're getting the next book from the perspective of the princess, I'm really interested to see how she sees Shifeng. Like, that'll be super cool, because, like, we've been in her head, we know how she thinks, and now we're gonna see how her, like, manipulations will come off as even more cold-hearted. Like, one scene I really liked was the emperor starts bringing her to council meetings, and she's like, no, we do this, this, and this, and they're like, but that's, like, awful, and she's like, you want more money, right?
Like, yeah, she's just that kind of person. I know you suck as a human being. This book is either you're gonna enjoy it or you're not. It just depends on how you feel, but I am excited for the next book. And it wasn't, like, bad. I'm not, like, 1 star. It's like 3 stars.
I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm excited to see what else this author writes.
So, if you're interested in a Snow White retelling and you want to get out of medieval Europe,
go here.
Yeah, this will definitely be the book for you. So anyways, we will see you guys next time. Bye!